With Dark Phoenix being rather underwhelming end of the saga, my look at the X-Men series continues with 2006's X-Men The Last Stand. Yes, folks, this was the first time the acclaimed Dark Phoenix saga was adapted on film, and as was the first time it disappointed fans of that storyline. This time, directing duties fall to Brett Ratner, who, while a decent action director, has a reputation for making people angry. It's maybe the first comic book franchise disappointment, and given its removal from DC films, it wasn't the last. This is the movie where executive meddling started showing the project, and I'll explain why very soon, so let's get started. We open on Charles Xavier, played again by Patrick Stewart and Eric Fletcher, played again by Ian McKellen, visited the home of a young Jean Grey 20 years prior to Vince's story. Eric also comments that he still doesn't know why he's here. That makes two of us, especially given how the movies are always thinking as layers the comics are based on. Anyway, Xavier and Eric tell the Grey family about Xavier Academy as Jean's powers starting to take hold. An obligatory cameo from late Stan Lee as he has some very stiff subtext. Only get one, fellas. Boing. We then cut to 10 years before the events of the story where a young man named Warren is trying to clip his own wings. I get what they're trying to do here at least, but this seems honestly more fitting than Once Upon a Time in America. After obligatory credits set in the Ice Cerebro, we rejoin heroes doing a dangerous simulation near future. Even though the film doesn't make the best use of the set where the characters have to admit, I still like that part of Logan looking an explosion behind them with Colossus helping him take a step with a fastball special, a move from the comic I really like, or Wolverine is used as a projectile in combat. Anyway, this simulation helps train some of the new mutants, including Kitty Pryde, played Ellen Page about a year before breakout role in Juno. Again, while this movie typically a lot of characters and story, it itself is still decent for the most part. This was the most expensive entry in the series at the time, costing $210 million to make. Elsewhere, Cyclops is still distraught about Jean Grey's apparent death in the last movie, and I will address what happens soon. More on that later, so we cut to the Department of Mutant Affairs, where the Beast, Hank McCoy, played Kelsey Grammer in lots of blue makeup, and Trask, played Bill Duke. This isn't the time that they cast Peter Dinklage instead. They've also cast a Mystique, played again Rebecca Romaine, who's not really cooperating in the interrogation. On top of the Phoenix Saga, the film uses elements that can give the storylines, which does make some scripts overstuffed at times. Though, this plot that about a man essentially brain dead does come into play later. I'll tell you why when the time comes. Xavier then speaks with Storm, playing at Halle Berry, about the day he will no longer be there before the two joint beasts when we talk about the mutant cure at hand. Warren will return the second play Michael Murphy on Bale's cure at Alcatraz Island, even though it don't hit from some others do. You can see this is a bit more heavy-handed than the last two. While Hank is confident the cure will be voluntary, Magneto is not. Recruiting followers to the Brotherhood during a rally, they include Kid Omega, played Captain Long, and Callisto, played Daniel Ramirez. Then cut to mutant prison camp where Mystique is still not really cooperating, though some of what the President does lead to some amusing line from guard. Mr. President, shut up. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Back at Alcatraz, we see the source of the cure, the Leech, Jimmy, played by Cameron Bright, who's being looked over by Kavita Rao, played by Shoria Doshlu. After that, we briefly rejoin Cyclops at Alkali Lake, shortly proceeds what appears to be Jean again, which ended up being Let's See Their Seas. As I mentioned earlier, Jason Marsden left with most of the crew appears when Superman turns DC and Warner Brothers. He only agreed to this on the condition that his character was killed off. Xavier senses what just happened, and after returning to Alkali Lake, Storm will discover that Jean is back, playing Vampire Jansen, but she isn't the person she was before. Rather, she has taken a new form known as a Phoenix, which is a result of her old memories that were repressed by Charles. Logan is astonished, saying they had no idea what Xavier was capable of. The mutant cure is about to launch at Laterton Labs, and the first candidate is Warren Warrington III, now a young man played by Ben Foster. However, just then as wings burst out of his restraints, the Angel is arguably one of the best scenes in the movie. Following the exchange, has one answer the cure is what we all want, with someone replying, no, it's what you want. He then bursts through the window, spreading his wings and becoming the Angel. And most of the scenes has the wings computer generated, they do prepare practical wings for certain shots. Magneto and some of his new followers then attack the convoy, which contains multiple men and bit part by Eric Dane, and the Juggernaut played by Guy Ritchie, regular Vinnie Jones. Neither one really does much in this movie. Mystique is then dosed with the cure, turning the ordinary Warren Raven. The Magneto is grateful for essentially taking the bullet for him, she simply left behind as the cure is weaponized. Back at Xavier Academy, Jean is happy to see Logan and the two embrace as all the machines in the lab start going haywire. Logan then asks where Scott is and realizes what's happened. Strange thing with story as she breaks out. Though the comic story arc is key, they've yet to really make it work on film with Famke Janssen or Sophie Turner. I wish it was Catherine Disher, but beggars can't be choosers. Elsewhere, Magneto is still trying to recruit more followers of the Brotherhood. Legend 6 is picked up by Psylocke, played in this film by Malene Kong. Again, this isn't the time that the cast Olivia Munn, how the reboot includes her in some way. Back at Xavier Academy, Logan and Storm then realize what Jean has done, and they accompany Charles to Jean's home where Amanda Magneto, Brotherhood are waiting. The ensuing action scenes is one of the moments in the movie that works, at least in this context. Neither Ratner nor Cameron really pulled it off, but it does show some good effects for the time. Ultimately, Xavier and Phoenix locked in Battle of Wits. Xavier's ultimately considered Phoenix's voice with final words being, "Don't let controllers turn to dust." Though the impact of Charles' wake may not be as much as it could of the story, the scene itself does show how committed the actors are to their parts. There's also nice little scene Bobby and Kitty ice skating together as they try to console each other for Xavier's apparent death. As I mentioned before, his character in the comics is much more condescending, most give more sympathetic qualities. Also, Rogue decides to leave while Storm assumes a role of leave in Charles' absence. Rogue and Logan also share a brief goodbye as we cut to Brotherhood camp in the mountains. Phoenix has also joined Brotherhood and agrees to help Magneto in standing insecure. While Pyro and Psylocke are reluctant to accept Phoenix, Magneto convinces them so mean X-Men try to determine the next move. Angela decides to join the fight against Phoenix as Logan's head, she gets loaded head again. If that hurts your head, Logan, well, what come next is going to be a doozy. Pyro then attacks the clinic offering the cure as Magneto issues through over TV, custom to arm the military with plastic weapons for cure darts and against Ross and his early Army impression. Meanwhile, Logan's found her Brotherhood's camp looking for Phoenix, and sure enough, she finds him. Again, the Jones action scene is solid, but Magneto anticipated this move. He was also tipped off the person in the camp, causing her to remark, "Hell hath no theory like a woman scorned. I know, she should be married to John Stamos." However, it turns out it was a Trevor multiple man. The X-Men go confront the Brotherhood, even though only 6 of them left, including Beast. Hey, if I could clear the old arcade game as Dazzler, it'll be fine. And Magneto then begins to attack on Alcatraz, lifting Golden Gate Bridge and dropping on the island. Good thing it wasn't the Bay Bridge, else they'd really be in trouble. Again, while there is some CG involved, the scene also failed to hold a replica that both sides of basketball courts. The Brotherhood begins their attack on the island, as all the faults the story has. The action scene is pretty impressive at the time. The music this time is done by John Powell, who also did a really good job setting the mood for this final act and the movie overall, even if it's not in the same order of magnitude as the last two. Juggernaut goes after Jimmy, and Kitty goes after him. As for this line he says towards her, "I think it's a good argument for not using memes in your movie. There's a good chance people watching at the time on 13 years later won't get the joke." Personally, I prefer Logan looking with salami. Rao is killed, and the battle continues outside. Kid is able to reach Jimmy first, and able to escape by banging him into a wall. Somehow, there's actually more degrading than his defeat in Deadpool 2, a much better movie. Angel saves his father being thrown off the building by Brotherhood, and Sokka is killed by Storm electrocuting the power grid. I'm surprised how much practical effects work in this battle, and the CG complements it pretty well. I was able to beat Pyro in battle in a small but actually kind of cool scene. Now, both Magneto and Phoenix must be stopped. Logan is able to trap Magneto so Beast can dose him with a cure, leaving Phoenix as a last threat. Logan's the only one who can get close to Phoenix without being disintegrated, not yet perfected Thanos style, leading him to mortally wound Phoenix, and her dying his arms to a good person as Jean Grey. The film and trilogy end on a bittersweet note. Bobby and Rogue reconcile, Storm fully takes over the Academy, and Eric is an ordinary man playing chess in the park. However, right before the credits roll, the middle chess piece starts to move without him touching it. Also, credits scene reveals Xavier was able to place the essence of his mind in a brain-dead man, still alive. It's kind of interesting to see how these stingers were used before the MCU popularized them. While neither this movie nor Dark Phoenix will have truly captured what made the Phoenix Saga work when it was published, they are both examples of how Xavier Millen can ruin a potentially good story. More on that next time, but also not the worst movies I've ever seen, definitely not the worst X-Men movies either. In this case, the film may have no subscript and an underwhelming use of great comic characters, but also has some admittedly impressive action scenes and good special effects for the time. The first two movies are like prime rib, and this is basically like a fast food hamburger. Not great all the time, but I've seen movies where they kill 104 minutes, and it's not that bad compared to what's coming next. The movie, despite dividing critics all into the time and since, did do well at the box office, making around $204 million in the US. $159 million worldwide, $210 million budget, plus some unsuccessful movies in 2006. Between this and Dark Phoenix, I honestly hope the next adaptation does story justice. My favorite version is still the 90s animated version of the story, so I might as well wrap this up. My favorite is 2.5 out of 4. Next time, Marathon continues my least favorite X-Men movies, 2009's X-Men Origins Wolverine. Later.